Good evening and welcome to the Hartland Township Planning Commission meeting of Thursday, April 26, 2018. We'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Keith, would you take roll, please?
Certainly. Larry Fox.
Here.
Jeff Newsom.
Here.
Joe Kalani. Sue Grissom. Mike Mitchell.
Here.
Tom Murphy. We have a quorum, sir.
All righty. Thank you, Keith. Next up, item 4, approval of our meeting agenda.
So moved. Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Newsom, second from Commissioner Mitchell. Are there any changes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, approval of our March 22nd, 2018 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes. This is March 22nd.
We have a motion from Commissioner Voigt, second from Commissioner Newsom. Are there any changes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, item 6, call to the public. Anybody want to come forward and say anything? All right. We'll close call to the public and we'll move right on to our main topic this evening, item 7A. This is site plan application number 18-003 for a Rallies and Checkers restaurant. The applicant wants to come up in case we've got any questions for you. Have a seat. We'll turn the floor over to our planning director, Troy, who will introduce the project.
Okay, thank you. Let me start off by trying to show where this is located, if I can. This is a aerial map I'm looking at here. This is M59 at the top of the monitor. This would be where the BP gas station is right now. This would be just immediately east of the 5923 interchange. The applicant is proposing to occupy the existing tenant space next to the BP. It used to be a Taco Bell. They're proposing to renovate the interior of it, do some exterior changes to the building, and that's about it. They'll open up a Rallies restaurant there, hamburgers and French fries and all sorts of good food. Just a little bit of background history so everybody kind of knows about this site. It was in the mid-'80s that this site was first approved for gas station at that time, and then it was right around the 1990s, late 90s, 1999, that Taco Bell came in for a special use permit on the same building for a drive-through window, and Taco Bell recently left that, and so they built a new store across the M59, and so this tenant space has largely remained vacant during that time, and now they're coming in and proposing to renovate it and open their new business. And I want to show you the building elevations of the store. This is what they're proposing to do, which is largely paint on the exterior facade, and then there's some architectural features on the front facade here. So this would be the front door that you can see, and then this would be the drive-through on the other side of it. And this again is the front of the building, and then this would be the back. So you can see the rear of it. So the site plan process for this is a little bit abbreviated. We're not talking about landscaping and lights and so forth. What we've done in there is just provided you the calculations for parking. They're not making any changes on the number of seats. They're not making any changes really that affect the use of the, but we've put some information in there for the record, and I'll be available to answer any questions if you've got them.
All righty, thank you. Anything you'd like to add? If not, we're going to take a look at Troy's review letter.
No, I mean, we're just basically the only changes we're really looking at making is some small trade dress changes to the outside. The building is set up pretty well for what we're looking to do. Obviously, we'll change out the equipment and the colors inside and the tables to, match our decor. That's essentially that's why it works out so well for us.
All right, perfect. If we can take a look at the planning department's letter dated April 19th. And I'm going to start on packet page number 10 under site plan review. As Troy mentioned, since this is a reuse of actually somewhat of a similar type, different food, but similar concept, similar use, we have no impact assessment necessary. We do not have to look at traffic. Parking calculations are all fine since that was the previous use. We're going to move over onto packet page 11 and talk about the architecture. As Troy mentioned, it's predominantly paint of an ephes exterior. We have been allowing a dissonant color or a bright color, if you want to call it, on entrances. They're looking at doing the red. Should note all of the banding on the side. That's more of a reflective type stainless steel color, correct?
Right, yes.
Silvery, shiny type finish. Are there any questions or comments about that? Anything?
Which layer of that fascia there is it all stainless steel? Right, it's almost like 3 different levels there. What?
Yeah, there's the center level originally on most of our restaurants is a red track where we put LED lighting. Here we're just going to have that painted silver, and then so the mirrored finish is on the top and the bottom. It sticks out about 12 inches, except for over the drive-through. It'll come out a little farther because of weather-related issues. But it's a stainless steel. I forget what the thickness or gauge of the steel is. I have it, but basically a metal framing behind it. Put a bracket up on the wall. We hang it and attach it, and it just basically hangs on the wall.
Okay, it's going to be the front and the side of the whole facade. Okay.
And then just a little canopy over the drive-through to protect from weather instead of putting an awning or something like that. Similar to what Culver's put on theirs. Coming out, ours is just a...
So you're just going to have an awning? You're not going to have another one of those fascias? It's going to be a regular awning, or is it going to look like with the picture there?
Well, the sign will be up on top. When you're talking fascia, are you talking the...
Well, on the side where the drive-through is, what do you have above the window? Is that an awning, or is it another piece of that material?
It's basically that material that will stick out slightly further just to protect weather.
Okay, and are you going to have 2 colors like that on the side?
No.
Okay.
Oh, the 2 earth tone colors.
Okay.
No red.
So the only red you're going to have is on the front?
On the front door.
Okay.
Anything else? Anyone else? No. All righty. In the review letter, you're okay with all the comments from the DPW, any of the other review comments that were made? So there's really not much there. If you're so inclined, Planning Commission, there is a motion on the bottom of packet page 11.
Move to approve site plan application number 18-003, a request to establish a Rally's Checkers restaurant with drive-through service in an existing tenant space at 10440 Highland Road. Approval is subject to the following conditions. Number 1, the applicant shall adequately address the outstanding items noted in the Planning Department's memorandum dated April 19, 2018 on the construction plan set, subject to an administrative review by the planning staff prior to the issuance of the land use permit. And number 2, applicant complies with any requirements of the Department of Public Works Director and the Hartland Deerfield Fire Authority.
I'll support that.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Commissioner Mitchell, second from Commissioner Newsom. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Congratulations and welcome to Hartland.
All right, thank
Those
you.
may be some of your future employees sitting behind here, so. All right, I'm sure you will.
Get your names and way out.
And customers. All right, item 8, call to the public. Boy, you guys picked the perfect meeting to come to. This is a quick one tonight.
Kind of got my little report up there. I'll probably just go in a slightly different order here. I did send you guys an email along with a letter and a link. Highland Township, which is immediately to our east, is doing an update on their master plan for their M59 corridor. They're required to provide notice to all adjacent communities. They are providing notice to us. I have talked with their planner. There's not really a lot of big changes there. They don't have very much commercial. They don't, they're not. Secondly, the discussion I had with the Highland Township planner kind of prompted me to maybe explore better communication with other adjacent communities, and I wanted to at least run that by you and see what your thoughts were of having occasional meetings with other planning staff members from adjacent nearby communities. I don't have anything scheduled yet. Livingston County tries to put on some brown bag lunches. Most of those have been so far away it would be difficult for me to get there and back in a timely fashion, so I haven't attended many of those, but I at least wanted to run that by you. And then lastly, to follow up on the Township Board Planning Commission joint meeting that was earlier this week, one of the items that came out of that was to look at making some amendments to the future land use map. And I was expressing an interest tonight, or hoping to express an interest tonight, that if the Planning Commission was interested in establishing a committee, a subcommittee, if you will, on that topic. I don't know that there is such a thing right now, and I was looking for feedback from you on how we might tackle some of the basic nuts and bolts of getting that stuff ready before it comes here to the Planning Commission.
Well, we've got to do that sometime soon anyway, right?
We have to do it.
Don't we have to?
2020.
Oh,
Yeah.
2020, so 2 years. So this would probably be a good time to form a committee like that so that we can be prepared.
So, I mean, we don't have to do that tonight.
Right.
We don't have a full quorum here tonight, but I at least want to plant that seed and get that thought process going. There's just, sometimes there's some minor legwork that needs to be done on those things. That's just probably a lot easier to do with a small body and then get ready to come in front of the Planning Commission with that stuff. And just to kind of also let you know, we don't necessarily have to make changes, but every 5 years we have to at least look at it. So, and in this case, I think from the joint meeting with the Township Board, it might not be a bad idea to make some changes, in particular with the multi-family areas. So just want to at least update you on that and get your thoughts, and we can certainly talk more on that. So if any of you have particular interest in that, I believe it's the chair that kind of appoints those committees, so get in contact with him and